Hello everyone, welcome from AGS. Good afternoon. I am Gianluigi Di Sessa from Service Engineering Department. Today I'll show you a bar workflow. If you have any question at the end of the presentation, I will answer them. Thank you. Let's go. So, I set a new restoration and I write the name of the patient and I choose the kind of model. In this case, I have a prepared model and I set a word. I go on the teeth and I select a bar from tier 10 to 23 and I select a custom abutment. So now I select a implant and we have more option, but this option we can modify during the workflow. I click on the job and I have I can change the material, I can choose the material, and now I set the gum and I go in importer. I load the S.R.L. and I select the cluster and I match on the job. I go in total gum, select the gum in the model tree, select the cluster and a copying, and I apply the locator, go in locator phases and I register the locator. Click on the teeth and I go in the register area. I change and I put the locator. I select the 23 and with 3 points I register, apply, select 21, the same, with 2 points, register, apply, and the same on other locator. apply, ok, and I have the position of the implant. I go ahead and I go in the CAD, open the CAD, and the first step, I place the occlusal plane. I can place the occlusal plane manually or by point, manually or from point. And after I draw the margin line. Okay. I go ahead. I can reset the job, and I go ahead. I go in abutment. In abutment, I can change the parameters. For example, I can change the height of abutment. And we have a scalp shape. We can smooth or add or remove material. And we can modify the lower part. With Control and left click, I can move up and down. Or with Alt and left click, I enlarge or shrink. Control, left click, or Alt, left click. Enlarge and shrink. Alright, and I can edit the upper part. With Control and manipulator, I can modify and Control and left click, I can move up and down, or Alt left click, I can enlarge or shrink. We can change the direction of the abutment. Local, we can move the arrow and change the angle. Or I can move the global. And we have a fit to gingiva. Go ahead and I construction the bar. We can reset all job, and in shape definition I can choose the type of the bar, or a polygonal, or round, or is possible project on the bar on the occlusal plane. We can change the section, and we can change the ending of the bar. In a shape, I can move the bar free, or constrain the movement. I select the right left, and with shift and left click I can change the scale value, or with shift and left click, or with the cursor. in curve face I can add the control point. I can add the control point and I can move the bar. I can modify the draw of the bar. This, for example, I can change in section. I can rotate the bar. I can rotate for all section or for single section. If I want, I can choose this section and I can rotate in just this section. I can modify the width or the height. Or for just a single section or for all bar. I can add section and I can remove. For remove, I click on the section and I remove. Go ahead and I can fit the gum, the bar of on the gum. I can change the distance between the gum and the bar. And we have the modifier. Edit protection. Edit protection is a protection area of the implant lower part. But inside the CAD we have the help assistant where you can find the explanation of each parameter. In this case, I click on and I have a picture and a description of the option. The help assistant is available for every option. I go ahead I go ahead and I can reset the job, and I have a sculpt sheet where I can modify the bar. In this case I smooth the bar or add the material, remove all the fork. In attachment phase I can put a screw on the surface of the bar or a retention. And we can we have different attachment, vertical, parametric, section attachment. In this case I put a vertical attachment, T1, T2, and if with control and left click I can move boot attachment on the same axis. With the control and the left click on the highlighted attachment. But I can copy the same position of the attachment highlighted. Control left click and I move the attachment on the same axis. I can modify the parameter, I can modify the extrusion, or I can cut the attachment on the gingiva. I go ahead and I can put a pin, I can change the diameter, height or angle, and I can put a hole, in this case view direction, I go ahead and I go in export phase. In export phase I can export the restoration on the directory if I want, or reset all the job, or I can close the whole of the script channel. I go ahead and I return in the router manager, and I go directly in account. Okay, thank you